Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the biggest stories using the data behind them.
You know, sometimes a single decision can change everything. Today we're looking at how one government policy aimed at kneecapping a rival actually ended up reshaping the entire global AI market. It's a wild story of unintended consequences, and it all starts with the undisputed king of AI chips.
So before this whole chip war really kicked off, you gotta understand, there's basically just one kingdom. And to really get why this shift is so huge, we first have to see just how total the control was that one company, Nvidia, had over China's booming AI scene.
Yeah, take a look at this. Back in 2022, China wasn't just a market for Nvidia. It was a massive one. We're talking more than a quarter of its entire revenue. All those local tech giants, they were snapping up Nvidia's powerful GPUs like crazy to power their own ambitions.
And then, everything changed. The U.S. rolled out a series of escalating export controls, with the official reason being national security concerns. The bottom line? The sale of Nvidia's best, most advanced chips to China? Banned. Just like that.
And the fallout was, well, it was fast and it was brutal. In the very next fiscal year, Nvidia's sales in China reportedly just cratered. We're talking a drop of around 20%.
Now, this wasn't just some temporary blip on the radar. The long-term picture for Nvidia in China started looking really shaky. Which brings us to the most important question, right? Where does all that demand go?
Because that demand, it didn't just vanish into thin air. Nope. With the market leader basically kicked out, this massive multi-billion-dollar power vacuum just opened up almost overnight. And China's tech giants were left scrambling, desperately trying to find another way.
I mean, can you imagine? If you're a company like Alibaba or ByteDance, you are suddenly facing a full-blown strategic crisis. You've been cut off from the best hardware in the world, the very tools you need to compete in the AI race.
So what happened? Well, this policy basically forced China's hand. It lit a fire under their national mission to become self-reliant in semiconductors and to build their own domestic AI ecosystem, with the goal of maybe, just maybe, sidelining U.S. firms for good.
You know the saying, right? Nature abhors a vacuum. Well, so does the tech industry. And stepping right into this void was a very familiar name, one that was ready to turn this whole crisis into a massive, historic opportunity. Huawei.
But here's the thing. Huawei's game plan wasn't just to make a copycat chip.
Oh no.
Their ambition was way bigger than that. They wanted to build an entire self-reliant AI infrastructure from the ground up to basically replace the whole American-led system.
And this isn't just talk. This whole ambition is laid out in what they call their all-intelligence strategy. Think of it as a blueprint for leading what they call the fourth industrial revolution, with Chinese-built AI at the heart of literally everything.
And to make it all happen, they're not just wishing for it, they've actually rolled out very specific new technologies designed to handle every single part of the data journey. We're talking from huge data centers all the way down to the smartphone in your hand. And they know they can't do it alone, so they are pouring money, $1 billion CNY every year, into building this huge network of partners to create apps and support their growing vision. It's a massive team effort.
So, okay, let's zoom out a bit. This fight between Nvidia and Huawei, it's more than just two companies duking it out. It's a sign of something much bigger, a fundamental fracturing of the entire global tech landscape.
And listen to this. Huawei's own deputy chairman said it best. The stakes? They couldn't be higher. Because AI isn't just another gadget or piece of software. It's the kind of technology that's going to completely redefine entire industries.
Just look at that number. $15.7 trillion. That's not a typo. That is the estimated value that AI is expected to add to the global economy by 2030. That is the prize. That is what this whole fight is really about.
But let's be real, Huawei's path is anything but clear. They're still facing huge challenges. U.S. sanctions are still in place, and that limits their access to the most advanced chip-making tech, which you absolutely need to stay on the cutting edge.
So what's the result of all this? Well, it's a growing technological divide. What we're actually watching happen in real time is the development of two separate, distinct AI ecosystems running in parallel, one led by the U.S. and its allies, and the other centered more and more around China.
And that leaves us with a huge critical question for the future of, well, everything. Technology, innovation, global competition. It really boils down to this. Are we watching two separate AI universes being born?
And if so, are they going to compete, coexist, or are they on a collision course?